Good evening, everybody. As said earlier on my post, reading for tonight. So I've been shuffling a few decks of cards, and it would transpire that there is only one card tonight. But it's a very important card. Now, I'm not going to sit here for a long time because I'm actually in quite a bit of pain. I've done half an hour, well, an hour in total, half an hour there, half an hour back, driving today, and I've got this knot, this painful knot inside of my knee, which is just getting to me a little bit right now. So because I can't get my feet under this desk where I'm sitting at the moment, it's making it really difficult for me to stretch my leg out. So I'm not going to be long with this reading. I'm just going to get on with it. So we've got this card. Now, these cards are Kyle Gray's Divine Masters deck. It's the deck that I'm using tonight. Very interesting card because it's the card of Shiva. So it says underneath, karma release, the end of a cycle, debts are paid, choose your destiny. Now, you can see that Shiva has two sets of arms. The top set are holding two. One's holding a, I'm just going to call it a staff because I can't remember, and the other one's holding a ball of light, I think it looks like. But round Shiva's neck is a cobra, a snake. Now, in my Pagan Lenormand deck, there is a card that has an arm on it with a snake wrapped round it, and that's the card of trust. It's also the card of fear. So when we see this snake, you can see the snake round Shiva's neck is quite loose. That's telling me that it's time to trust the process. Now, when we're talking about the end of cycles and debts being paid off and choosing your destiny, what do we mean? So we understand what karma is, karmic cycles, going round an hamster wheel, repeating patterns and all that kind of thing. We understand that it is the year of the snake that we're in, and this year has been all about shedding skins. I'm saying shedding skins because it's a representation of how many karmic experiences, how many repeating patterns that we've had going off in our lives for millennia, because it's a generational thing. Have we still been playing the same chorus, singing the same song, and not really moved on and changed anything about it? We are the cycle breakers. It's this generation and forward that are here to break the patterns of the past, to move forward into a new destiny, a new future, a future that is based on balance and harmony, a future that we won't have to continue to shed the skins of. Now, next year we're going into the year of the horse, and the year of the horse is about moving forwards. It's about that speed, getting that momentum up and going. So this card is asking us to recognize where the patterns in your life are now coming to an end. Have you jumped back on that hamster wheel and begun again? And if so, how many times this year have you done the same? Or have you recognized the patterns, learnt from the lessons that were being given, and moved forward? Okay, so debts paid off, that simply means that you've done the work, you've learnt the lessons, you've righted the wrongs, and you have closed that chapter now. So don't allow yourself to get back on that hamster wheel. It's time for you to choose which destiny do you want. Do you want the repeating patterns, or do you want a brand new beginning? Okay, So I did pull one charm out, just one came out, and it was the butterfly. And the butterfly is about transformation. Sometimes we have to go through an absolute breakdown before we get a breakthrough. And I'm not talking about going on through a nervous breakdown and ending up in hospital. I'm talking about breaking down the old patterns, looking where you are. And I'm not even talking about ending cycles with people in respect of if that's that experience is meant to continue because there's positives in it. It's all about shedding the old version of yourself that showed up in a negative way, in a way that it wasn't conducive to your own personal growth. It's about righting the wrongs and beginning again. And that's what this transformation is all about. Sometimes we have to break down in order to have a breakthrough. Sometimes if we're stuck in the past, that's holding us in memory rather than recognizing that nothing's the same as it was before. We are not the same. You are not the same. I'm not the same. None of us are the same because we've experienced so many different things in our lives. We've shed so many layers that we show up, differently, wiser. We're new versions of ourselves. And if you haven't realized that, if you are still playing that same story, that same scenario, it just means that you're being asked now to let that cycle go and, choose. You can choose your destiny. You can choose to go around the same hamster wheel, thinking the same things, holding yourself in fear, in lack of trust or whatever it is. You can choose to do that, or you can choose to let that go and step into this next version of yourself. We're nearly at the end of the year now, and there's not much more learning that we can do apart from being ready and prepared to step into a brand new year as this brand new person, brand new being. So I hope that resonates with some of you. If it doesn't, just discard it, let it go. That's fine. But the one thing I would leave you with is to remind you that no matter what experience you've been through, no matter what experiences show up in your future, and no matter what you have learnt or not learnt from your experiences, you are still divinely loved unconditionally. Sending you lots of love tonight, and I'll be back tomorrow with another reading, probably in the evening. Okay? God bless.